Hello, everybody, and welcome, ladies. Come on in. I'm gonna give everybody time to get in this room, y'all. We are starting week 6 of the vow, y'all. Welcome. As you know, I'm always excited, guys, to be on the live. I'm so excited. I have a drink, y'all. These are so good. This is the V8 Energy, and this is the orange pineapple. Absolutely love it. It gives me energy without having to have the coffee or whatever, but it gives you caffeine. But anyway, hey, everybody. Let me know where y'all watching from. Let me know y'all are in the building. I'm so happy to be here. I'm always so very happy to do the vow. Tonight I'm talking about creating healthy blended families. If you are a stepmom or a co-parenting mom, this is the place for you tonight. You have landed in the right place. If you've been a stepmom or currently a stepmom, hey, thank you so much. So, hey, ladies, I'm so happy that y'all are on this live chat tonight. Please like and share this with your friends, tag a friend, share. And if you really want to support me, please send me stars. I'm absolutely excited about tonight's episode, y'all. Hold on, let me get in here and make sure everybody can hear and see me. I always got to make sure, y'all. I always have to make sure everybody can hear and see me. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I'm trying to be somebody's step by. Okay, you know you're not, because it's not easy. All right. So you're not trying to be nobody's stepmom because you're gonna have to deal with the baby mom. So come on now. Think about it before you make that decision. I'm gonna get into all those details tonight for y'all. If you've been a stepchild or you've been a bonus child to someone, let me know in the comments. Have you guys been a stepchild? What was it like for you guys growing up? I kind of want to address people that's already kind of been through this situation. Y'all laughing at me, but it's so true. I'm dealing with that right now as we speak and trying to deal with it well enough so I can come on here and teach you guys. Um, but y'all know I absolutely love y'all and I cut up with y'all when I come on this live because I don't I don't mess around. Yes, I have, and she was very hateful. Oh my God, who is this? Y'all tell me who y'all are because you have to go to the StreamYard to be able to type the name. You got to click on that, and I don't know what you do once you click on it, and then you can leave comments. Let me see, because I don't know everybody's name, so y'all kind of got to leave me y'all names. Look, live viewers show up in the StreamYard. Then tap on the comment and you can see. Okay. Anyway, y'all send me stars. Y'all can support me by sending stars and say your name because I need to know whose stepmom was out there being mean to them. What in the world? That happens though. It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon at all. I am a stepmom and I've been in a situation with a stepmom, y'all, which is crazy. And I had to think about this. Okay, that's Kiwana. That's Kiana. Oh, hey, girl. I think we talked a little bit about that because I had to jump on Facebook because I'm on StreamYard just to see y'all. So I'm working both my pages tonight. But yeah, that's crazy. I hate that for you, sis. And we talked a little bit about that. And I hope, somehow that she or that you can find some type of rest in knowing that you grew up a better way and that if you ever fall in that situation that you will be a better stepmom than she was to you. All right, has anybody else been a step kid or had experience being a step in a blended family through adoption, foster care, any of that stuff to where you just weren't living with your original parents? I want to know about it. I want to know. Okay. Of course, y'all gonna act up with me tonight when I try to get on this thing. Let's see. Somebody, yep. Yes. Amen. Because that's what I want. I think at the end of the day, parents do the best they can at what they have and the tools and the knowledge that they know. And I hope that tonight I'm able to shed some light on some people to help them in their co-parenting relationships and their step family or blended family relationships. I don't know what this thing. It does this every time on my regular Nora Brown page. And there it is. That's what I want to change. I'm so excited, y'all. I always get so excited when I get an opportunity to do the vow. So, but anyway, so I'm so excited. I'm going to jump right into all the information I have here for you ladies tonight. And I'm excited. Okay, so let's talk about first what a blended family is, y'all. And if y'all stand with me, but it's some very wonderful stepmoms out there. Yes, it is. It is some very wonderful stepmoms out there who stepmom and they mom very well, and they have done a great job at that. So it's always exciting to be able to be a part of that as well. So um, absolutely, I totally agree. Okay, this Shaku. I said I'm trying to be somebody's stepmom because I'm trying to be their dad's girlfriend. Yes, 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 yes. I know what you talk about. And hopefully he fine and got a whole lot of money. Because yes, ma'am. Because he gonna have to support you and them kids. And hopefully the kids is grown and gone. And you ain't gotta see the kids. Hey, listen, it's a pain in the butt sometimes. Y'all know what I'm talking about, who have been there. Okay. A blended family is a couple family containing two or more children of whom at least one is the natural or adopted child or both members of the couple, and at least one is the stepchild or either partner in the couple. That sounded so confusing. I don't even know why I chose that definition. Y'all know what a blended family is. Basically, you're not living with your biological parent, or maybe you are and you've added additional people into your household. I grew up in a blended family, y'all. Believe it or not, my mom was married twice and she had three children with her first husband, and she had 10 children with her second husband, which is my dad. So I was in that big 10 group of the Brady Bunch, y'all. So my first three siblings had a different dad from me, and they grew up, in a different world. But my dad partly raised them as well too. Now he wasn't a good dad. He was a very abusive dad, and their dad was also domestic violence as well, very abusive. So we had an understanding that both of our dads pretty much sucked, and we built an alliance through that. I grew up for many years. It wasn't until I was probably in my late middle school years that I realized that my three oldest siblings were not my full-blooded siblings, that they were half siblings, which is crazy to think about. It used to be this notion that if they were born to the same mom, that they were not half siblings, but truly they are, because we had different dads. So, in my definition, if you have a different dad or a different mom, you're a half sibling to that sibling. Doesn't mean the love stops or that you execute any type of different feeling toward them, but it is definitely a situation where you're dealing with a half sibling, and so many conflicts can take place, and we'll get into that as we go along. For you guys who grew up with step siblings or in co-parent situations, let me know how that went for y'all. Was it good? Was it easy? Drop in the comments your thoughts about step parent, about being a step sibling, or having siblings that were not your full blooded siblings, like half siblings. How did that go? Were you guys close? How did that all line out for you guys? So there's so many things I want to go over, but I really want to just kind of spread the definition of a blended family and what exactly it is. And I think we all kind of know what it is. And I'm just going to keep moving through what I want to talk this. So my dad had a new wife, but I never claimed her because I did like her. Oh my God. Oh my God. Same, same. My dad had a new girlfriend, y'all. And like, let me tell y'all, like the whole relationship started through infidelity. And I think sometimes that matters, right? Like obviously if you came in through some shady acquisition, like as the other woman, then it's going to be some type of conflict, and we're going to get into conflict co-parenting as we go on in this, because it is so real and kids get put in the middle of this. So moral of the story is stop cheating, men. Okay, really, like keep it in your pants. But anyway, so my step girlfriend, not stepmom, because my dad never married this woman, came through infidelity and years of infidelity on his part. And this woman was just there. And I did not like the woman. After my parents split, they did split, but they never divorced. This random woman would be over my dad's house when I would go over there. And I found out she was like the 20-year mistress. So did not like her at all. So anyway, it's a lot, it's a lot to unpack. It's a lot that we're going to talk about. I want women to know that you're not alone in all of this and all of this scenario. And if you happen to be the other woman, you have a safe place here tonight too, because you still have to go into a relationship with these men. And however it came to you, you're here, right? It was a mistake, whether you got forgiven and you're a new woman, you're a new creature. I want you to know that you can still be here, that you can still take up space with us tonight. Okay. So anyway, let's get into uh blended families, and I have a whole thing that I want to share with y'all, and I want to pull it out because I absolutely under in no circumstances want to miss literally anything that I have to say to you guys here tonight when it comes to blended families. The challenges of step parenting. If you I know I'm hopping around here tonight because it's just so many different things I can do. But before I go any further, I forgot a very, very important thing to do. And that is to pray for all the women that are on this live chat tonight. Because if you guys have not known, Girl Talk Inc. is a faith based organization, and I'm all about healing your mind, body, and soul. We are doing the vow, and this is week 6, and it's all about how to have healthy co parenting and blended family relationships, because truly people are drowning in these types of relationships. As a stepmom, as a stepdaughter, as a co-parent, they are drowning and it is hard. And so I know that women are out here like literally on their last breath, as in these situations. So I brought this to be a part of the self-care, because it is self-care when you take care of yourself in this department. Because how can you be having a good life, living your best life, when you got this huge overarching thing hanging over your head? Okay. So I want to pray for y'all. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you right now for every single woman on this live chat tonight, God. They are special, they are loved, and they are not forgotten about. I don't know where they are at in their parenting journey, but God, I ask that you give them grace and mercy and understanding and patience as they go through this hard season of being a co parent or being a step parent, and give them relief, give them new revelation, new ideas, and give them forgiveness for whatever may have happened that brought them to this road, God. God, I just thank you right now for vindication and redemption from broken homes, broken families, and broken situations, that they are above and not beneath. And just because they have a blended family doesn't mean that they have failed in any way at all. God, I thank you right now for healing and restoration and wholeness in families today. This I pray in your name. Amen. Mom, here. I know. Thank you. I'm on the live chat, 8. That's 88, y'all. She interrupted my prayer, but amen. And my stepdaughter just got here too, y'all. So she comes on the weekends, and this is her weekend to come. And my daughter was excited about her coming. So I'm excited about Harlem. So I got to go out there and say hi to her after I finish the live. But she knows I'm on live. She knows stepmama be working like a dog, y'all, even on Fridays. So anyway, I absolutely love you ladies. And I'm so happy y'all tuned in. If you're on the live, like I said, you can share, like, and if you are feeling so generous, please send us stars, because everything I do here, I don't charge anything for what I do, but I do ask that y'all send me stars so I continue to share my content and spread it to as many women as that will hear these live chats. Hi, hello, hey everybody. I'm so excited. People are saying hi, so I'm just going to say hi back because I can't see y'all names. Y'all got to tell me who y'all are. Okay, so the challenges of step parenting. One of the things that step parents face is establishing authority. Okay. How do you be in charge of somebody else's kid? Okay. This is not your biological kid. You did not raise them. Some of us come into these situations and these kids are already grown up. They already have their morals. They've been raised by someone else. They may have had rift with their parents for separating, and they are mad at the world. And guess who the first target is going to be? It's not going to be dad. It's not going to be my loving father who can do no wrong, even though he may have broken up that home, or mom may have broken up that home. They target the stepmom, because a lot of times, if it wasn't for you, and this is in their head, if it wasn't for you, my parents would be together. They don't know any of the history. Sometimes, a lot of times, parents hide that from their children. They hide information from the kids. Kids have no idea how they came into step parenting um or into blended families. They are just there. And so they see you as an easy target to blame for what's taking place with their parents. So know that sometimes younger kids and even teenagers come in thinking that you are the one who broke up their very happy home. So I just want step parents to be aware of where they're functioning from, especially parents who, especially new step parents or people that are thinking about going into blended families or ready-made families, as my mom used to say. You need to think about the fact that you're going in to raise someone else's kids, and how do you just establish authority in that household with kids that you don't know? Okay, that's going to be a challenge for you. And then dealing with the conflicts. If you have high conflict co-parents, if you have people that have created parent alienation, if you guys have struggled with parent alienation in any way, let me know. I'm struggling with that right now myself, and I'm sharing a lot on this live chat because I want y'all to really understand what um, a place that I'm coming from. I'm not coming from like the clear blue sky. I'm coming from experience. And so I'm dealing with that, have been for the last 2 years as a co-parent. And so my husband's oldest son, we haven't seen in 2 years due to parent alienation and her not allowing us to see him. So I know that that is something real that we have to deal with. Some people have to deal with high conflict co-parents. And so there are ways, and I want to go over some of them with you guys tonight. Hopefully I saved this document that you can deal with high conflict parents. One thing I advise for people who are dealing with high conflict co-parents, or BM, or however you want to say it. I don't like to say BM. I call it the mother of the children, because you never because that's not their title, and I don't know how they came into the situation of not uh, being in the same household with their ex-spouses, and it's not my business to how it all happened. But I know that some people, and it's women and men, don't get it twisted. There are men out here who do this same thing. They create conflict in relationships when it comes to dealing with that child. So one thing you can do is record all conversations. Leave, whether that be through via email, text, or voice recordings, just to keep records. Another thing that you can do to keep down conflict is limit the conversations to very short conversations, so that people don't go off on the deep end and start to try to blame and point fingers. If you make everything professional and all about, not professional, but surrounded around the child, and don't get into how their day went and how their grandma doing and how is Susie the child went to high school with, you don't need to get into that. Now, if you have a regular co-parent that is not high conflict, then maybe you can have some type of friendship with them. But when they are like that, then you need to keep it very small, talk conversation, and based on just that child. And if you see a conflict arising, you need to back off and not continue to throw fuel into the fire. A lot, and I'm not talking about walking on eggshells, but I am talking about not antagonizing or creating more energy for them to use, especially if you're contacting them via like email or through an app, or text message, where you don't have to talk to them directly or see them directly. So that's kind of something I do. And if all else fails, legal action. Absolutely, 100% recommend legal action. Getting a custody agreement, getting lawyers involved, and establishing custody for that child, so you won't have to be in that situation anymore. So I think that that's a good idea for anybody to do, especially when they're trying to figure out ways to be in a safe place with co-parents. So, and I'm gonna keep it coming. So let me know, ladies, in the chat, if you guys have ever dealt with that in your co-parenting relationships, and I'll keep it going. So what do I have up here next? The next thing I want to talk about is the importance of communication. And I talked a little bit about this in another one, like I think it was in 3, when we were doing part 3 of this whole series. I talked about communication and how important it is that we communicate clear boundaries. And that's something I didn't say before, is boundaries need to be in place. There's no calling after a certain time, or no, you need to set parameters on when everything is going to happen. Like boundaries are so important when you're getting into these types of relationship. I promise it will save you every single time. It will not fail you. Boundaries, 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 ladies. So, and to my people who are not live, and you guys may watch this on rebroadcast, you feel free to comment or drop things in the comment or share this or like this or do anything you need to save this for another time, because you may not be in this situation right now, but it may come up later on down the line, and you may need some info or insight on step parenting or being in a co-parent family. Okay. So communication. So open and honest communication is the probably the best thing when you're dealing with a blended family. When you have a blended family and you don't see that child every single day, there may be some communication breakdown of what happens in their house versus what happens in your house. Okay. So this more things for y'all to think about, more things for us to think about as we go through blended families. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. I like this. Okay. There's so many things, y'all. And I know I probably said a lot of that very quickly, but it is. It is. It's a lot being a stepmom, and it's a lot. And I think that's why I really wanted to push self care for us, because not only were we parenting our own kids, we're also parenting someone else's kids, and we may not know all the things that they know about them, and they come to us every week or every 2 weeks or once in a while, or they may move in with us unexpectedly and we don't know that they're going to be there. Like, you just never know, and you always have to be prepared to adjust and pivot in these types of situations. And sometimes it can be incredibly stressful, sometimes it can be incredibly overwhelming to take in new people. And I know it's this thing going around where they say, oh, you married into it, you should be okay with it. And I'm like, no ma'am. No, you're still a human being. You still have feelings, and you need someone to advocate for you. You need your spouse to advocate for you, because sometimes they do not. Okay. Sometimes they're so scared to cause conflict with ex or whoever, that they don't want to say anything. They don't want to shake the room or shake the table or cause any conflict. So whatever they say over there goes. And I haven't been on the other spectrum where I've had to send my kids out. Me and my husband are still together. And when I came into the co-parenting situation, I had no children. So I came in as, the emptiness. Like, I just came in, la, 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 thinking everybody was going to be happy and get along. And this is going to be great. I was getting 2 new children. And, oh, this is just going to be just such a great, fun experience. Yeah, bubble was popped immediately. It was so hard. It was one of the hardest things. Sorry, y'all, my hair is coming down, but it was one of the hardest situations I had to deal with as a stepmom, is just trying to figure out my place, like where I belong. Everybody was kin to each other. Everybody had something in common but me, right? So I come in and this is his kids, his ex, and they all have a camaraderie, and I feel like the stranger. And so I had to really like kind of find my place in that blended family. I had to really find out who I was in that blended family. So that was not easy. It was definitely a challenge for me, and it's something I'm still learning, like literally to this day, of how to find my place in the family. After I had kids, I think I got a little bit more comfortable with being in the family, because now I had stake in this family as well. But you just feel isolated and kind of like out there, like, because they're doing things and they go to like the new family's house and all of that different stuff, and you like and they know the old, the old kids, I'm sorry, they know the kids that were already there, but they don't know you. And so it's just kind of like awkward. So it's something I had to kind of breathe through and go through and experience. But I think once everything started going and I start really feeling my place and getting more confidence as a stepmom and not showing, I'll say a little bit more about that later on as we go, because stuff had to be not my business no more. Like, I was over it. It was so many things that I experienced as a stepmom that I realized, like, no, this is not your business. This is not your child. Back up. And not in a nosy way, but in a concerned way. Like, I was always wanting to have everybody happy with me. I was the doting stepmom. I always wanted to make sure everything was done. I crossed my T's and dotted my I's. I wanted to make sure nobody felt like I was the wicked stepmother off of Cinderella. So I would like go super hard. And sometimes I felt like I was going harder than the regular parents. And I was like, no, this is what we're not going to do. Okay, we're not going to do this. So I had to back off of that and really just understand my place and give love and support when asked or when needed, and kind of let them parent their child. So it's definitely boundaries, and it's definitely a growing pain, because as a mom you want to do everything you can for all your children. You don't see a difference, but sometimes the actual parent sees the difference and tells the child the difference. So you just got to be aware that that is going to happen. That is something that you're probably going to have to grow through. And I've been in the game for about 6 years, so I haven't done it as long as some of you may have. So if you guys have any advice or thoughts on that, please drop them in the comments, because I'm more than open or wanting to hear that, to share with other ladies that are here on this live chat, because there are so many growing pains that you will face as you're going through your blended family and as you're growing up and leveling up in your blended family. Okay. And I said leveling up because we want to start wherever we're at right now. And if we're stressed out, I'm hoping I can give you some tips and tricks to get you to the next level, because this shouldn't always drown you. This shouldn't be something that's a vice for you all the rest of the days of your life. And I realize being a parent on its own is already hard. So being a stepmom, I feel like is even double hard. So God bless you all. You guys are doing a challenge. You guys are up against a challenge that a lot of people haven't had to face. Okay. And I got, let me, sorry, I'm just digging through right here and getting my notes, because I want to make sure I go through everything. Um, some strategies that I've used in the past, you guys, to try to build healthy relationships with my stepchildren is what I've tried to take them out on dates. Like whenever they come, I do one-on-one time. None of it is forced. I always make sure I ask. And if they say no, they say no. It's okay. Like I don't get offended. I get upset because I know my place and I know who I am to them. I'm a loving, supporting person to any and everybody. And so usually when I ask, they'll always say, yeah, I have little ones, y'all. So I have an advantage that my kids came to me really little. My first one I got at 2 years old. And the first one came to me when me and my husband got together. He had a 2 year old and an almost 1 year old, y'all. So, yeah, super young. The kids were really little. So I didn't have to like battle or fight the kids. They already love me. They've literally known me their whole life. So I'm like a mom to them anyway. So it wasn't a big deal to me. But to facilitate a relationship, we would do like dates, and I would do one-on-ones. I would always make sure they feel included. I would check my calendar to make sure whenever they were coming that I included them in any activities that I were doing. And all of that matters. A lot of people think that that doesn't matter and the kids ain't paying attention, but trust me, they are. I was paying attention. I was a very aware 5 year old, and I always knew what was going on around me. So for me, I kind of move with that same energy with my children. And I try to include them in everything. So inclusivity or inclusiveness. Okay, I'm gonna get my vocabulary together. Period. Okay, inclusiveness is very important when it comes to forming those basic, solid relationships with children. I love you too. Whoever said that to me. So including them and not excluding them is very important. Okay. What else? What else did I do? Shared hobbies. Sometimes, like I would find things that they loved or that they enjoyed, and we would do it together. Like if it was a good cartoon or a movie that I seen my daughter enjoyed, my bonus baby enjoyed, I would say, "Hey, do you want to watch this with me, or do you want to hang out and do this together?" Like if it was Play-Doh. And once again, my kids are really little. This can go for teenagers too, because you know they might like to go skating, or they might like to dance, or they might like a movie that's coming out, or whatever, you know. And I know teens they don't like to be around moms, and they get to that thing where, oh, I don't want to be hanging out with my mom and blah blah blah. But you can still keep an open line of communication with them, have their phone number, you can text them, you can call them, you can do things so that and I know, I realize that that's not always viable, and sometimes the actual parent may be blocking that from you, and that may not be an option. But that if that is an option for you in your household, please try to extend yourself out to your child and leave that olive branch for them. And I'm not saying that they may take it every time, and you have to kind of be okay with them, because a lot of times I think as stepmoms we do get our feelings hurt. We do get hurt in the area of when it comes to the child not receiving, the love that we pour out on them or give to them. And so we kind of step back wounded. I know a lot of times I was wounded in that way after giving and pouring, and then I would get the sour patch or the cold shoulder from my bonus child. So that's something I had to realize that is going to happen, and I didn't take it personally. I kept trucking. I didn't push or force any of that. I kept going on about my business, and eventually my good character and my good name and what I've always done and how I show love to people, I think will always outshine. It just took away the idea that I had to prove myself as a stepmom. And I think sometimes the world gives you that stigma that stepmoms are mean or evil, and you constantly try to prove yourself or vindicate yourself when it comes to being that stepmom. So, just something to think about as you're going. Are you doing this because you really want to? Or are you doing this to try to prove a point to that child or to the public that may be watching? Okay. I'm going to keep doing. Let me know if I'm doing okay. The impact on children. Blended families is not easy on children. I want you to know, like, as you're going through a divorce or a breakup or coming into these new families, that children are going through the same issue. They are dealing with the same growing pain that you're dealing with. They are having to go into a new home. They are having to go into a new relationship, maybe with a new stepdad or a new stepmom or step siblings. And listen, at the end of the day, and someone very wise told me this, we're all strangers. We just all met. Even the husband that you're doing the life with, y'all all at one point were just strangers. Y'all wasn't born together. Y'all wasn't in the same household. Like, these are strangers. You do not know these people. They don't have your blood running through their veins. This is something that you have to make work. And I think a lot of times people leave this up to wherever. I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to make it through my blended family. No, ma'am, you're not. You cannot wing a blended family. It takes attention to detail. It takes you planning. It takes you listening. It takes you communicating. It takes you even counseling. I recommend family therapy, family counseling, group sessions, classes like you're taking with me right now today. All of those are very conducive and important when you're trying to have a successful or healthy blended family, because I don't know if you guys know what an unhealthy parenting relationship or blended family looks like, but it's terrible. It involves domestic disputes and court hearings and pulling away and suicide and depression and anxiety. All those things can be created when we mess this thing up, or this idea of a blended family is not done correctly. It can be disastrous to your child. And last week, we talked about breaking generational curses, right? How can you break a generational curse if you cannot get this fundamental thing together? You got to give your child a basic, or the basics. The basics is a safe place to land. If your home environment is not safe and you have not done this correctly, this blended family correctly, you have not created a safe place for your child to land. And they may not always come to you and tell you all these little bitty details about the family unit that they're experiencing. And you have to understand and know that too. And I think that's where family therapy is really helpful, counseling, group support, listening to podcasts, or reading books that help you succeed in that area. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about some books and different podcasts that I have found as we go along in this. It's definitely something that I want to cover in this tonight. Okay. And let me know if y'all have any questions or comments too. I'm gonna try to jump over here and see if I can see y'all comments. Y'all, cause yeah, I absolutely love doing this, y'all. And I say every time I get on here, I say that, but it's just so true, because I feel like revelations happen so much right here on these live chats, and people are really getting help in these areas that a lot of people are not talking about and are not even thinking about when it comes to blended families and healthy co-parenting relationships. Okay. So it's absolutely necessary, in my opinion, to really dive deep into that, because so many people, when I say so many people, have gotten this wrong. Absolutely wrong. But we're going to get it right. Okay. We're going to get it right. Okay. So the impact, I talked a little bit about the impact of the most positive, because it can be good too. I talked a little bit about the negative impact, but it can be a positive impact when you come in as a light to that new child, or you've been a single mom forever and you're struggling. You get a new source of income, you get a new source of help. You may that son or daughter now has a father figure in their life. That they did not have before. So it really just it creates a domino effect of love. That child now has three parents instead of two, or sometimes four parents if mom is married and has a spouse that's supportive as well. And it just creates this whirlwind of success in these relationships. And now I feel like I'm getting to really experience some of the goodness of having um, the extra help or the extra hand, when it comes to that, support from my husband. I guess on my end, I'm still full-time mom, but whenever my daughter is here, she has an opportunity to be supported by not one but three doting, loving parents. So it's always a bonus. It's always an upside, a positive side to being in a blended family and having a healthy co-parenting relationship with children. So I absolutely love that, and I always push that for kids, because listen, as Miss Kiana said earlier, it is hard. Okay, it is off the chain, it's off the deep end when you don't have an opportunity to have a positive relationship with your step parents. Okay, it is very rough. And I think that sometimes children grow when they grow up in these unsafe homes and these unsafe places, they grow up and repeat that pattern as well. And talk about a generational curse continuing, you can be the breaker. You can be that one who starts something new in your family where people don't argue, where they get along with co-parent, where we co-parent peacefully, where we co-parent with love, where it's not a whole bunch of baby mama drama and baby daddy drama and back and forth and pettiness and outdoing one another. I think that when people realize that the center of the whole thing is your child and them growing up healthy is it. But deeper than that, y'all, this is the key. And right now, I don't have a lot of people on my live, so I know you're going to come back and watch this. But what I really want you guys to understand and know, what do I really want people to know? I want people to understand and know. I want people to understand and know, y'all, that at the end of the day, your relationship with your spouse is the most important relationship. Because without the relationship being healthy with you and your spouse, how can you have a healthy relationship with your children or your other co parent? Once your unit falls down, you and your spouse, everything else will crumble underneath that. So that is something I had to figure out through hard times, but you guys are getting the cheat code. You guys are getting the cheat code to what how all of this is supposed to go in reality. Once you realize that if my spouse and me are not happy, if me and my spouse are not on the same page and the communication is broke down and we haven't fought through all of our hurt and all of the things that's going on and the jealousy and the breakup and all of the mess that got us here in the first place, then there will be no success in this blended family. The parents, the relationship, the couple relationship is the very most important relationship, because when all of those kids is gone and grown and all of this haywire is over and y'all finally look at each other, what will you see? Honestly, what will you see? It is so important to have a healthy relationship with your spouse. With your spouse. You and your spouse need to be on the same page when it comes to parenting and when it comes to being in this blended family. Date nights. So important to continue to date your spouse, to communicate all things with your spouse. Don't make decisions about the bonus children or your children without your spouse. Don't make any major decisions without them. Communicate everything. And I feel like I need to do another unit on communication, because a lot of the conflicts and disagreements and the misunderstandings and the yelling and the abuse and all of that come from misunderstandings, because we have not, as a generation or as a people group, learned how to communicate. And for ones that do and have gotten that together, it will literally change the game. Creating healthy blended families is so important, y'all. We need to understand how important it is to create these healthy relationships for people. And I want to give you guys some resources and places that you can go to create these healthy relationships. Especially, I'm going to start with stepmoms. Um, there is a lady called Naja Hall, and she is the VIP stepmom. Okay. Also, yours truly, I have a group here on Facebook called Stepmoms Matter. So if you guys, I'm gonna drop the link in the comments after the whole video is over, and I want you guys to go and join that group, and it's called Stepmoms Matter. And then I also, let me see, I had another one I wanted to share with y'all. Hold on. How am I doing? I'm so excited about this. I'm excited because I know some people are going to be healed in the area of step parenting and blended families. You know, because it's not easy. I think everybody could admit that they needed a little help. Everybody. Step step parenting is not easy. It's not for the weak. You deal with so many outside issues that you don't see coming. I don't want to ever hear anybody say, "Oh, you married into this. You knew what you was getting into." No, I didn't, sis. If I knew what I was getting into, I would have never did it. That's the whole point. I think y'all missing. I think people miss the whole point that if people knew how hard all of this was, being a mom, period, I don't think people would keep signing up for it. Some people would. Maybe y'all enjoying yourselves. Maybe it's great every single day. I'm one of the ones who say it's great every 72 days. I don't know. It needs to get better. My score is pretty low, but it's hard. Okay. Very hard. It's not easy. It ain't a walk in the park. And when you add the layer of a bonus in there, or extra parent or extra responsibilities, it takes it up one more notch. Okay. So I'm just here as an advocate for step families. I'm here as an advocate for blended families. I'm all about them because I'm in one, but I also realize that it can be very hard. But I also realize it can be very beautiful as well once you get all the things going and all the parts going and everybody's in agreement and the communication is good and nobody's trying to outdo anyone and everybody is starting to blend. And I even in those type of positive relationships or healthy ones, you still will face challenges, but that doesn't mean you stop or let up on what you have been given to do. I keep thinking about this notion, y'all, that you are the woman for the job. It keeps flowing through my spirit because I want people to know that if you in the situation of being a stepmom or being in a blended family, you are the woman for the job. You can get it done. God wouldn't have you over there in that family not to influence them. You are there to influence that family and move that family to a greater good. So it is not by accident or mistake that God bestowed upon you not only the responsibility of being a mother, but being a stepmother. Okay. So you are the woman for the job. You are there to be an influence to that family. You are there to do some healing work. You are there to give some nurturing, some love, some correction, some change minds and hearts. Like, you will leave the biggest impact on people in that family. I'm speaking that for you. I'm speaking that you will do so well in this role, that you will begin to excel so well, that you begin to share your tips and tricks with other women, that you begin to pray over other women, and that you become a leader, a lighthouse for other women who may be struggling with step parenting or how to blend families. And for moms who have taken in kids that are not theirs through adoption or foster care, you are heroes. And I want to give homage to you and give you some. And I know that I'm getting ready to run out of time, but I had to stop and give segue to moms who take in children that are not theirs. And believe it or not, y'all, I have done that before as well. It is so funny that God has put me in all these different situations and different places in my life. And at the time that everything was happening to me, I didn't know why. I didn't know how I feel people's God mom, or I had to step in and parent, family members, my nieces and nephews, or different people throughout my life. And God knew I would have to speak this to women. He knew that there would be women on the other side of this that I could speak to and say that you guys are superheroes. I know personally the sacrifice that you are making as a woman or as a mom when you take in children that are not yours, that you did not birth, that you did not have the experience to carry in your belly, and yet you take them into your homes. There is a special cape that hangs just for you. You are a hero when you are to take in other people's children and you love them like your own and you raise them like your own, you pour into them, you love them on a daily basis. There is something to be said about your heart. There is something. There is something to be said about the hearts of women who do that, y'all. There is something to be said about the hearts of women who sacrifice in that way. And I am forever grateful for the women who have done that. And I thank God that He gave me the heart to be able to do that for other people as well, because it was a blessing for me to be able to pour into those girls and those children the way that I did, and the blessings and the harvest that I am reaping from the years that I sowed into other people is magnificent. Everything that I have now, everything that's coming to me is going to be a direct result of the hours and of the work and the prayers in the time that I invested in those children. I believe that with my whole heart. So all the time that you are spending with other people's children is not wasted time. I used to kick myself and be like, girl, I wasted all my teenage years, my young adult years. I ain't even had no babies. Now I got babies and I'm tired. I used to say that to my siblings all the time. But it is true. I poured a lot of my teens and my 20s, but like God did not forget about me. He's gonna restore back to you everything you think you lost in in these seasons of in the trenches with these children. So I just wanted to give that special note to my foster moms, adopted moms, God aunties. You guys wear a special cape because you did not have these children. They're not your responsibility. And we as moms know it's hard, but you as a stepmom, adopted mom, a foster mom, a grandma who took in your grandkids, none of these people are your responsibility. And you came out of yourself and made a major sacrifice to take that baby in. And there is not enough roses that I could give you in this lifetime to tell you thank you for the impact that you're having. So I just wanted to say that. Hey girl, hey sis, my sister's on here, and we're talking about step families and blended families too. So some of my siblings are also stepmoms too, so they know how hard it is, and we talk about it all the time. I have a support group with them, and so we talk about it all the time. But I want to kind of share some of my talks, and that's why I call this girl talk, because this is truly girl talk. This is the talks that we have on a daily basis, and I'm bringing them to the public. But in a healthy way, in a therapeutic way, from your therapist that you would get if you laid on someone's couch. Hey, Laura, another one of my sisters are in here tonight. Y'all, I'm so happy. We supposed to be going out after this. They probably on her said, hey, you said you was going to be done. I'm almost finished, but I have to give out these resources, y'all. So Naja Hall is called the VIP Stepmom, and her name is spelled Naja, and her last name is Hall, and it's the VIP Stepmom. Look her up on Facebook, TikTok, and all of that. But she gives really good resources and perspective to stepmoms. Also, another one is called Nacho Parenting. It's spelled like nacho cheese. And I know I'm hungry because I ain't ate dinner. I jumped on this sucker without eating. But Nacho Parenting for people who have said, not mine. Okay, I'm backing off. I'm giving this over to the bio parents. I'm stepping back. I'm allowing them to parent. And when they need me, I'm free and available. And that is Nacho Parenting. It has been a game changer for me, y'all. Look that up. Very good. And I have some books for my readers or ones who like to do ebooks. And this one, um, And this one is called We Over Me. Okay. We Over Me. And let me get the author. And this is by Kadeen and Devin Ellis. I think y'all know them. They like Instagram, Facebook. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got to start. Thank you. Because I'm on her. Okay. And then the next one, y'all. Building Love Together in Building and this is by Gary Chapman, y'all. It's called Building Love Together in Blended Families. And this is by Gary Chapman, the same man who did the love languages, y'all. Bomb. Okay. Get into it. Get into this book. It's only $13 on Audible, and you can get a hard copy for about the same price. Okay. And it's called Building Love Together in Blended Families. Because some of y'all need some love in y'all blended families because they're trash. Okay. But anyway, I absolutely love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. That's my hour. I'm going to put all these resources on my step parenting page. My link to my step parenting stepmom page will be in the comments. I'm going to drop all that for everybody because I want y'all to get as many resources as y'all can so y'all can go out and be the best step parents, the best blended families that you guys can be. And if you don't remember anything else I say, understand your mandate. And a mandate is something that's been given to you like orders. I think, like, I've never been to the military, but they give you a mandate and they give you instructions on what you are to do. Your mandate as a step parent or a step in these blended families where you have taken in these kids is to be a light, to give example, to give love, whether you're supporting your spouse as he parents his kids or are you supporting the actual kids themselves as they go through different situations. Trust me, no good is going to go untouched. God doesn't let good come out with something coming back to you. I know it's not like a slot machine lifestyle and this is not playing the lottery where you put a quarter in and you get something back, but God, he don't play fair because he don't give you back the quarter. He gives you back the thousands. When you put something in, he's giving you triple, double. He's multiplying the goodness that you're putting out into this earth. You guys have been good on, listen, what you're doing is incredible. Stop. If you've been mean to the kids or if you've been frustrated with the kids, stop doing that. Stop using it. Change your perspective. Change your mindset. Stop arguing with that co-parent. Stop sending her nasty threats. Stop making things hard. If you're the mom on here who has been doing this, if you're the one on here who has been doing the alienation, if you're the one who thinks you're justified in being mean or being evil or look what he did to me, stop. Stop in your tracks. That's not a flex. You have to grow up. You have to grow up. You have to grow up and understand that this thing is bigger than you. That there are children at stakes, there are hearts at stakes, there are mind at stake for your behavior. And just as you, all of that badness, I mean, goodness comes to you for the good, you think that the other stuff is not coming to you for all the badness you sowed. You think them kids ain't gonna remember if you treated them bad and did them any type of way and said anything to them and alienated them and kept them from their dad or kept them from their mom. All of that is coming back to you as well. So if you're moving that way, let today be the last day that you move that way. I hope that this convicts you in a way to where you begin to change and see that there is a better way because that ain't it. It's not it. It's not okay. It's not cute. There's no competition between you and that other woman or you and that other man or whatever the case may be. You need to ground yourself and understand who the important factor is here. It's the child, and it's your relationship with your co-parent or with your spouse right now. Okay? So anyway, I love you ladies and I hope y'all got something out of this because listen, there are people at stake, whole human beings, whole people that's going to grow up and not like you. Okay? If you don't get this right in these I was going to say a big word but I can't. But in the early years, cuz y'all, I speak two languages, Ebonics and English. And I just did that yesterday at school. I had a presentation, y'all, at school. If y'all don't know, I'm in there getting my master's degree, trying to be trying to be y'all therapist in the street and out here in the hood, child, trying to be a hood therapist. But girl went in there and messed them people's words up so bad. But they all clapped for me and told me I did such a great job. So I have no choice but to believe my professor when he gave me that A. But anyway, I love you ladies. And I hope y'all learned something. And I hope that y'all go forward and use this information in a positive way. And remember who's important. First of all, you are. Get you some self care and some self love because what you're doing is not easy. Second of all, you're raising a child that's going to come back and love on you in a way that you're not going to be able to comprehend this if you get this right. And number three, work on your relationship with your spouse because it is the most important relationship in the whole circle. Because without your spouse and you together, there is no family. Okay. All right. I love y'all. Have a good night. And now I'm about to go hang out with my favorite people, which is my sisters. All right. Love y'all. I will see y'all next week for the last part, y'all. The very last one. Part seven. I don't want to leave. I might do an eight just to come hang out with y'all again. Anyway, I love y'all. I will see y'all next week.